Hello, geography students. This is Mrs. Politsky, and I have your notes for Chapter 4, Section 2, Population. Follow along. We've got some terms here that we need to talk about. Population density. This is talking a little bit about how densely populated or how many people live per square mile. Some parts of the world are a little more densely or highly populated. So, for example, if you were looking at an urban area like New York City, it has many people per square mile in comparison to maybe rural Nebraska, which may have only a handful of people per square mile. Death rate or the mortality rate. This is the number of people who die per 1,000 people. And typically, areas that have a high death rate are in areas where there might be war or famine or some type of natural disaster. The birth rate is the number of live births per 1,000. And sometimes that is known as the fertility rate. This kind of gives us an idea of what parts of the world where the population might be growing very rapidly due to a number of births. And finally, migration. This is talking a little bit about how people move from place to place. When we talk about migration, you might hear a little bit about immigration, how people might move from one country to another, or people moving in or out of the country. So, with that, we're going to talk about population. Number one, population density is usually expressed as persons per square mile or square kilometer. Number two, population density and the space available differs in Japan compared to Australia because Japan has a high population density and little space available, while Australia has a low population density with a lot of open space. If you take a look at the map below, you can see areas that are kind of in the gray on this first map here. So areas of parts of the Midwest to Western United States have a very low population density, or if you look at Alaska, there's a low population density. But areas that are kind of in the green to orange, or even places like India and parts of far eastern China, where the population density exceeds a large number of people per square mile or square kilometer, you can see where the differences lie. All right, number three. Land is often more expensive in areas with high population densities because less land is available, driving up prices. The statistic that subtracts from a country's population is known as the death rate or the mortality rate. The continents with countries with the lowest rate of increases natural death increases are in Europe and North America. Migration affects population of individual countries, but it doesn't impact the total population of the world. And here's again a map. This map is referring to the fertility rate or the birth rate in the world. Some areas of the world with some of the highest birth rates are actually near the equator here in the continent of Africa. If you look at the United States, our birth rate is a little bit higher than that of Canada and even parts of Western Europe. But it also shows us that there are other parts of the world that population is growing very rapidly due to the number of live births that are occurring. Thank you very much.